go once again on the Simulation Rugby League TV broadcast channel, SRL TV, live from Parramatta. The final game for Season 2 for Luke Malkus and his Cowboys. Moving to the Raiders in Season 3, Luke Malkus, he will look for tonight to send his team off in the best possible fashion, while Kobe Johnston also moving to the Cowboys, coming up against his future squad in what is set to be an exciting end for the regular season for the Cowboys. Their season is over, but they dare to dream to topple the league leaders. The Eels 5-1, the Cowboys 1-5. Cavall has the ball on the tee, and we are set to go here at Compaq Stadium as the game is underway here on Tuesday night action. And it's Abraham Walker to bring it forward and up into some big contact by Casey Namana. So as mentioned, it's the Eels currently second on the ladder, overtaken temporarily by the Rabbitohs last night after their win against the Broncos, as the Eels have given away territorial possession early in their own half. Luke Malkus coming away with it. And they'll look to their big forwards to set the platform early and find their way deep into the Eels half as Zach Smith takes it forward, playing in the halves here tonight. Will Kay move to the centres. We'll touch on the changes on either side in a moment as Will Kay gets his first touch on the ball. Their side around about 12 metres out. Wells at hooker. They go to Namana, the big powerful second rower. Take it forward about 5 metres out here. Left high from Smith. Testing kick early. Knocked back into the hands of Cherry Evans, but good defence in the opening set from the Eels. And they defend that one as short. Takes a big bust up through the middle. So it was the Parramatta Eels taking down the Penrith Panthers last week, 19 points to 18. Another field goal from Jaden White. And as mentioned, they are finding themselves tied equal at the top of the ladder, just in second on points differential at the moment. So a win here tonight would give them the minor premiership. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's been a tough season, coming off arguably their best game last week against the Raiders, going down 34 points to 18. The score doesn't really give the game justice after the Raiders ran away with it in the last 20-30 minutes. But Luke Malkus has rung the changes in his squad here this afternoon. We'll go through those now as they stand at the moment. As we see Markwell make a good break up through the middle, just outside the Cowboys 40, they take it. So the Cowboys have mentioned they've made a few changes. Cherry Evans is back in the number one jumper after spending the first 2 games of the season at fullback. He's been put back here for the final game of the season. Joseph Sangster and Zen Markwell on the wings. In the centres, it's a new combination of Jamal Kasakau and Will Kay. Obviously Kasakau, regular position in the second row. Will Kay normally up with Ryan Cavall in the halves. Zach Smith will partner Cavall today. Front row, Luke Malkus, Kieran Wells, Casey Namana. A couple of big changes there. Kieran Wells getting his first start for the Cowboys. Declan Murphy onto the bench. And in the back row, Maverick Oldfield, Callum Murray and Robbo Mobiston. On the bench, Callum Irwin, Nicholas Ether, Declan Murphy and John Harden. So big changes for the Cowboys as they look to try and find some sort of consistency here tonight, as Evans is tested early, takes it down well. Good chase by the Eels, and they look to have forced him back into the in goal. It was Abraham Walker coming through. Jaden White around the knees. And the Cowboys will be forced to restart from the dropout. And it's Cavall who sends it high down towards the halfway line. And it's Walker once again to bring it forward and makes a good run as well. It's Namana who drags them down eventually, but they're just outside the Cowboys 30. To Short. Big player Luke Short, really finding form at the right time of the season. After his big season one. Really looking to take his Eels deep into the finals system here in SRL as they go through the hands to Smith. Offload to Johnston. The skipper tries to get it away, but it's come off a Cowboys play. He's calling for a knock on. Referee looks to have missed it. And the Cowboys have got away with that one. Kobe Johnston just put himself into a good hole. Got out on the outside of Maverick Oldfield. Tried to throw the no-looker inside. I think it was Huey Smith just up on his outside shoulder, but not sure which Cowboys player it was, but I'm certain that one of them got their hands on the ball.
5, holding a 10. Hill.
So Markwell to play it, only 30 metres out from their line here, the Cowboys. As mentioned, Wells at dummy half, Mobberston to kick. We saw that last night from the Warriors, Logan Strange taking the first 2 or 3 kicks of the game. The Locks love to get boot to ball early, and so we see Johnston take another hit up. Crowd a little bit subdued at the moment. Obviously have enjoyed a great season from the Eels.
That's tackle 4, hands off. He's held there.
Were troubled in the early rounds from the Rabbitohs and the Panthers, but apart from that, they've had a pretty successful season. These two sides have met once before. It was the Eels getting up that time, 18 points to 12, taking down the Cowboys. Luke Malka scored that day, as well as Zach Smith. For the Eels was Eli Barnes and Jay Fogarty. As we see a pass out to Zach Smith, and he's fumbled it and put it down. And that'll be disappointing for the new young halfback, giving the Eels a really good opportunity. Earlier, Smith makes a dart towards the line. Only 2 metres out. Right, they go to Abraham Walker, pushing his way over the line. Too many Cowboys players around, though. And they tie him up. And he's held up well above the line. Eels will take it back to the 10 for the restart. James at hooker to Short. Luke Short just charging it forward, up into a good tackle by Casey Namana, just coming up early, medium front on. Left side they come to White. Cowboys defence coming up early, catching him. Left short side again to Johnston. Kobe Johnston going close. Good defence once again from the Cowboys. Final tackle. James decides to go from dummy half. Not the best decision from the hooker. And that'll be a handover. Cowboys once again surviving.
He's held there. Right, here's tackle 1. 2, hands away.
So we mentioned earlier on the Eels getting that 1-point defeat against the Panthers last week. And they really are looking to their senior players to take them through this final system as they enter into the semi-finals next week. Eli Barnes in particular hasn't seen much of the ball over the last couple of weeks. After that 4-try effort back in round 4, it's been a rather quiet affair as he picks up the ball, makes away, gets away from one on the outside, eventually taken down only 15 metres out as they decide to stay short side, but Settenag's overrun it as James throws it forward, and a small unforced error there has once again let the Cowboys off the hook. Just talking about some of the Eels leadership crew who need to really take through these rookies through this finals period. Some of them it's their first time in the finals, in particular Hugh Smith, a standout half along with Charlie Butler this season. Obviously it was a completely new halves combination for the Eels in season 2. And Huey Smith averaging 246 kick metres per game, really stepping up and combining well with Charlie Butler.
Before, hands off.
Kobe Johnston's been running well the last couple of rounds. He's averaging 136 metres per game. I have to say, the standout performer for me for the Eels has been Tim James, really leading from the front. The tall Parramatta hooker. A little bit of confusion during the week as to where he would be going. Raiders were set to sign Eli Barnes and had to backtrack as they realised they were over the salary cap. And so Tim James has gone back to Parramatta for season 3. And they will be excited to have him back.
He's held there. 4. Get back. Look at me.
So we see Walker play the ball. Still no score. Coming up, 20 minutes gone. First quarter almost in the books. Just on the Cowboys side of halfway. Johnston plays it. White puts the kick down to Zen Markwell. But it stays space to move here for Markwell. Takes it forward.
He's tackle 1. He's held there.
Getting a strong tackle. Just outside the 20. Taken down by Johnston. They go to Murray.
Held. That's his second.
Wells at dummy half. One off to Namana.
Held there. Right, that's
Taking
the
it
third.
forward. Good run by Casey Namana to Smith. Through the hands to Kay.
4. Move. Held.
Well, Kay, 22 points this season, has been sharing the kicking duties with Cavale. Be interesting to see who kicks tonight for the Cowboys. Is looking for the 40-20. I don't think they've quite got the bounce of the ball there. Is not a bad kick from Zach Smith. In fact, he was outside his 40. So just missing out on that one. The Eels will restart from the scrum, packing down around about 18 metres out. They go straight away to Barnes. And out in some open space. In fact, no one's in front of him. That was too easy for Eli Barnes. He's going to sprint away and score the Eels' first try of the afternoon. And too easy from the scrum. The veteran fullback. 9th try of the season for Eli Barnes. Equals chance buds for first equal, and that was just no one at home for the Cowboys. I'm not sure where Cherry Evans was. But Barnes just jinked off that left foot. They come knowing for a big left foot, Eli Barnes, and he used it well. Used it to perfection as Butler sends the extra 2 straight through the post, and the Eels score the first points here at home, out to a 6-0 lead. Back underway off the boot of Cavale. Cowboys came out strong last week against the Raiders.
He's held there.
A couple of tries. Will Kay went over. Robin Mobiston and Maverick Oldfield as
Zero tackle.
the Eels have put the ball down after scoring that try. Another error inside their own 30. Really opened the door here for the Cowboys to strike back as Nicholas Ether off the bench takes it forward for his first hit up of the game as Smith looks to almost dart through a gaping hole. James had to come across. Carter assisted him. This time it's Oldfield. Scored a try last week, Maverick Oldfield, looking for another. As Wells goes short side to Cavale, calling for it. Wrapped up early, taken down by Wallace. Right they come this time. Mobiston, a long ball out to Nicholas Ethers, goes over, but the referee's called it back for a forward pass. After Nicholas Ether looks like he had barged his way over. So both sides getting away opportunities as Barnes once again just breaks straight through the line. This Cowboys defence is just making it too easy for Eli Barnes. And his second try in a matter of minutes. Both from scrum restarts. And that is not positive signs for the Cowboys' defence going forward. Butler once again sends it high up into the stadium. 12 points to 0 after 24. Just talking about how the Cowboys came out of the blocks well last week against the Raiders. It's Robbo Mobiston who scored their first try. 18 runs for 103 metres for Robbo Mobiston. 1 missed tackle, 2 tackle breaks and a line break. It was a good performance by the veteran second rower. Haven't seen much of him so far here tonight as the Eels restart. Hands on the ball as Wallace.
He's held there. 2 hands away.
Announcing during the week that he will be heading to the Cowboys with Kobe Johnston for season 3 as Barnes makes another break through the middle. A little bit too easy at the moment. So Wallace once again, short ball to Carter. Inside back to James. Inside the Cowboys half they go. Barnes at dummy half to Settendag. Inside to Butler. Good ball from Settendag. Finding his halves on his inside. And a penalty here against the Cowboys. So things go from bad to worse. White will find this touchline. Around about 20 metres out, they'll restart the game, and this is danger signs already. So it's Wallace to set it up around about 18 metres out, just to the right of the uprights. Options to the left, they come left through Carter to Johnston. Coming up early on him was number 12, Callum Murray. Right again to White, short ball to Barnes, inside to Braden Smith, almost getting through the tackle. Coming up was Joseph Sangster. Good quick play, the ball to Johnston, and Kobe Johnston, the skipper, just goes straight through outside the off of Kieran Wells. And the Eels in for their 3rd try of the night. Johnston's 2nd of the season. We were talking about Luke Short earlier on, how he's finding form at the back end of the season. Same can be said for Kobe Johnston. Announcing he was stepping down from captaincy during the week. But he really is starting to find a little bit of form at the right time of the season as Butler sends it through the posts. 3 from 3 from Charlie Butler, 18 points to 0, 27.5 minutes gone. That's been a pretty good season for the Eels. Obviously the defending premiers, taking out the Warriors in season 1. Started off the season with a win against the Broncos and then went down to the Warriors in round 2. But then since then they've had 4 wins on the trot.
Right, that's the 3rd.
2 of them by Golden Point. 2 in a row, in fact, beating the Rabbitohs 13 points to 12 back in round 5, and then just last week taking down the Panthers 19 points to 18, but 2 drop goals from Jaden White. At the moment it doesn't look like it's going to be a 1-pointer as they send it down to Joseph Sangster for his possibly early first touch of the game. One of the Cowboys rookies who will be looking forward to season 3, as is Kieran Wells, obviously playing hooker tonight for the Cowboys. His first game in the starting 13. Declan Murphy moved to free agency by the new Cowboys skipper. And as much as it's been a tough season for the Cowboys, as Cavell puts a good kick, looking for the 40-20, and it's not a bad one at all from Rohan Cavell. And a little bit of good news goes their way as we count down 9 minutes till half time. Wells comes near side to Mobiston, cut out pass to Evans. Cherry Evans gets on the outside of Huey Smith and dots down for the Cowboys' first try of the afternoon. Great hands from the North Queensland outside backs. That's his second of the season, Cherry Evans. So they're not quite done with yet. Cavell has the kicking duties here this evening, around about 20 metres out, starting it from the left, looking for it to come round, and it comes round just enough. 18 points to 6. Back live on SRL TV, you're watching the Simulation Rugby League Premiership.
That's one. Move.
Round 7, the penultimate round, as semi-finals are set to start next Monday night.
Hill. 3 markers lock in.
Last night we saw 2 games here on SRL TV.
Get back, look at me.
It was the Warriors who went down at home to the Manly Seagulls. A clinical display from Manly, winning that one 36 points to 18.
Hill. 1.
Putting themselves up into 4th on the ladder at the moment.
He's held there. 2.
Meanwhile, the Rabbitohs taking down the Broncos and ending their season, sending them into Mad Monday celebrations. 36 points to 6. Again, the score doesn't really reflect the true outcome of the match. It was the Rabbitohs who scored 3 tries in 5 minutes late in the game, running out comfortable winners in that one and making their way atop of the SRL table. As White will put it high. Coming up with this Huey Smith, getting away from the first tackler as well and offloading to White.
He's held there.
Unable to get away from the Cowboys' defence. It was Mobiston who wrapped him up. As we count down 4.5 minutes till half time.
1. Release.
They go to Cavell. Puts Oldfield in a nice little gap. Maverick Oldfield taking it forward up over the halfway line for the Cowboys.
Let him go.
Can they strike just before the halftime siren? To Evans, through a gap, offloads, and he's given it away. Johnston grabs it off the ground.
He's held there.
A pass that just didn't need to be thrown. And Barnes from the counter-attack gets away from one. Eli Barnes coming across and taking him down was Cherry Evans. No, in fact, it could have been, I can't actually tell, but Eli Barnes chopped down and a try-saving tackle. Far touchline, Wallace, flat ball to Shelford. Damien Shelford close to the line.
Get off him. 4.
Looking for a quick play the ball. They come left through James. They go to Butler. Decides to straighten it up and go on himself. Setting it up for final tackle. Left they go to White. He goes to Smith. Gonna put it high. Coming through is Huey Smith. Going up for it's Braden Smith, in fact. And Braden Smith has dotted it down. And the Eels score just before half time. Set up from an Eli Barnes break through the middle. He's had a great first half, Eli Barnes. And finishing it off, Braden Smith, his second try of the season. Butler's hardest kick of the evening. Looking to bring it around. He's brought it around a little bit too much as it hits the left-hand upright. Score remains 22 points to 6. So Rohan Kaval gets the game back underway. Abraham Walker to bring it back. Only a couple of tackles until half-time. To Settendag. Big game last week from Attila Settendag. 147 metres, 16 runs. Starting to really solidify that spot in the second row for Parramatta. They come to Johnston. Siren sounds. He palms off one. Taken down by Evans, and that'll be half-time here in Parramatta. 22 points to 6. The Eels in front at the moment. Welcome back to Parramatta. Second half action about to get away. Round 7 action on Tuesday night. That's the Eels with a healthy 22 points to 6 lead. Braden Smith tried just before half-time. 4 tries to 1 in the first half. Eli Barnes crossing for a double. Up to 180 run metres in just the first half, Eli Barnes. So he'll be looking to much of the same in the second 40 minutes as Mobiston makes a good break through the middle. Kaval this time's thrown it away. So the Cowboys once again giving away possession. Putting themselves under more pressure. And this is where you'll see Eli Barnes start to inject himself as he gives it to Butler this time. 28 metres out, 12 metres in from this near touchline. They go to short, taking it forward, wrestling with the defenders, trying to get his arms free. James calling for a quick play the ball to Johnston. Changes the angle slightly. Into contact with Mobiston. James to White once again, putting it high, centre field, testing kick for Cherry Evans, but he gets up well, but once again forced back into his in goal. And restarting from a line dropout, the Cowboys through Kaval, high back to the halfway line where Luke Short will bring it back, and he just charges it straight forward up into some big contact. Looked like Kieran Wells, who came up early and just threw a shoulder up to big Luke Short. Obviously the big size difference between the two players. They're getting up well there, Kieran Wells. They go to Settendag on the inside line. Taken down by Malchus. Through the hands to Short. Inside the Cowboys 10. Centre field, they go left from James to Johnston. He's already got one tonight, Kobe Johnston. Inches short of the line. Final tackle on the boot of White. Coming through for Eli Barnes, but he can't collect. In fact, it was William Jones. It's been picked up by Kieran Wells. And the little hooker does a good job in getting back out to the field of play as well.
Hands away. He's held there. Held.
Casey Namana's had a big first half for the Cowboys. 77 metres, 11 runs.
4. Move. He's held there.
Surprise move seeing Kusaka on the centres, to be honest. Been one of the standout performers
5. Hold.
for the Cowboys this season, averaging 131 metres, playing in the second row. Seeing him partner up with Will Kay. Obviously Luke Malgus just wanted to change things up a little bit.
He's held there. 1.
You know, I guess this is the right time of the season to do it. Give some of the players who may not have played as many minutes as others.
That's your second.
Luke Short once again calling for the ball and getting it.
Back to 10.
This time to Johnston, getting the arms free and finding White on his outside. Jaden White having a busy game here tonight
Hands off.
with Huey Smith in the centres. Huey White stepping up as Short once again, hands on the ball inside the Cowboys 20. Final tackle. They go back to Walker, he's put it down. Butterfingers by Abraham Walker. And letting the Cowboys off the hook for the third or fourth time here this afternoon, the Cowboys.
That's 1. Move.
And they go to Evans.
2.
Half break there by the Cowboys fullback, taken down by James. Mobiston finds Oldfield.
Held. 3. Back with me.
Numbers to the right, they go right from Wells to Mobiston, just taking it up
Get back. Look at me.
straight up into contact and driven back in a big tackle by William Jones and Tim James. They spread it this time to Murray.
Pass. Held.
Not really getting as many metres as they would have hoped on that set, the Cowboys. Not really pressuring the Eels line at the moment as Mitchell brings it back. His first touch of the second half.
Release. He's held there. Held. 2. Hands away.
Short side to Mitchell once again. Off the left, gets away from Sangster.
3. Back with me.
Hit by Evans and throw into the ground.
Let him go.
Barnes shrugs off one, gets away from another.
Held.
Wells comes back and takes him round the legs. Into the Cowboys 20 they go. Walker hitting a big tackle by Luke Malkus. Right side, Mitchell tried to get the kick away, unable to do so. And the Cowboys will get the ball. Another error from the Eels.
He's held there. Right. Here's tackle 1.
Long ball from Wells at dummy half, finds his skipper.
2. Held.
Malkus drives the legs and grabs an extra couple of metres in the process. Short ball to Mobiston. Again, big defence from the Eels. William Jones has come on in the second half and really putting effort into the defence at the moment. Namana. Looking forward to seeing where Casey Namana, where his career goes in season 3. Obviously staying with the Cowboys. Cowboys announced a new skipper during the week. Chris Lord will be moving from Manly up to North Queensland for season 3 as Barnes makes another break up through the middle, and too easy once again for Eli Barnes under the posts for the Eels. Fifth try of the game. Barnes is third, and it's 26 points to 6. Having a bit of a field day out there at the moment, Eli Barnes. Every time he touches the ball, he looks like scoring. Sending it high once again into the grandstand. Charlie Butler, 28 points to 6. Welcome back to SRL TV after that short break. Third try to Eli Barnes. And he continues his try-scoring spree in season 2, his 11th of the season.
That's your second. Hill, clear him now.
That leadership team at Parramatta really finding form at the right time.
He's held there. 3.
Mentioned it already, but Barnes, Johnston and Short, as well as Tim James, really looking like the team to beat at the moment as we enter semi-final action next week. So final tackle now. Jones will play the ball just outside the Cowboys 30. Good set after the try, but Butler, a little bit of confusion there possibly from Charlie Butler, not realising it was the final tackle. That's possibly one of the only worrying signs here tonight for the Eels, that final tackle option. There's been a few errors, a little bit of confusion within the halves, whether that's because that combination of White and Butler is still trying to gel. But they really need to get that sorted as soon as possible. Whether we see Huey Smith move back into the halves next week or whether he stays in the number 3 jumper, we'll have to wait and see. But it's the only real blip I can see at the moment in the Parramatta squad. Is that possible halves combination? Declan Murphy's on the park for the Cowboys. He will get to play the last 23 minutes of the game, his last game for the Cowboys, before he moves elsewhere. Yet to be signed, the little hooker. You see him in the green head, the green hair, just to the right of the screen. And the top performance in season 1 for the Cowboys. It seems to have fallen out of favour as he finds himself on the bench. Kieran Wells had that starting hooker position here this afternoon. And Mana taking it forward. Once again, this big brute of a prop forward. Hands on the ball, and he's hasn't started too many games this season. In fact, this is his second, with Luke Malchus in the front row. And he's really starting to show how active he can be as Malchus throws a good cutout pass to Harden. On this near wing, Jono Harden. Another player who finds himself in the free agency in the off-season. His final game for the Cowboys as Barnes looks threatening once again. Every time, ball in hand, Eli Barnes. Simons looks to have gone to dummy half for Parramatta.
That's your second.
To Wallace.
He's held 3.
Obviously lots of changes for Parramatta for season 3. Obviously losing their skipper and their vice skipper. Johnston and Wallace both going up to Townsville, looking to carry on their careers in Cowboys colours.
Right, here's tackle 1.
Just looking at some of the Eels players they have signed in the week just been. Samuel Lillard coming from the Raiders.
2 hands away. He's held there.
He'll be partnering up with Luke Short and Abraham Walker. It's a lethal front row combination the Eels will have in season 3. Another big signing, Joey Kelly, the current Broncos captain, stepping down and moving to Parramatta for season 3, so that'll be an interesting move for Kelly, probably slotting onto the wing. But you know who he takes over from is the real question. As Moboston puts the ball down right out in front of the uprights on the final tackle. But with Joey Kelly going to Parramatta Eels, we've got Dan Mitchell and Braden Smith on those wings, and I have to say it'd be pretty hard for Joey Kelly to take one of those wing spots. Ethan Durant, Huey Smith in the centres. I guess we talk about whether Huey Smith will move back into the halves, and I guess there's a centre position for Joey Kelly. As Jones puts it deep, down to John Harden once again, getting to stretch the legs for the first time here this afternoon. Cavall gives it to Oldfield. Good flat pass by Cavall. Oldfield unable to push his way through the line. Quick play the ball. They go to Mobiston. 65 minutes gone. 28 points to 6. It's Parramatta. A comfortable lead at the moment. Evans breaks away. Almost getting away from the tackle. Final one now as Smith will put it deep down into this near corner. Dan Mitchell to bring it back, but a good chase from the Cowboys outside backs. It was Kasakau who got up there early and wrapped up Mitchell before Settendag makes a break through the middle. Finds Jones on his outside, glitches for a moment, taken down by Murphy just outside the 30. As White goes inside to Butler. Halves combinations starting to find their feet late in this game possibly. White this time gives it to Johnston. Taking it forward and a good run. More good meters this evening for Kobe Johnston. Final tackle now is Jones with the kicking duty, sending it crossfield to the wing of Markwell. But he's taken down. A good tackle by Braden Smith. Sorry, Huey Smith. Cowboys outside backs have had no real opportunities here this afternoon. Arguably they're two rookies, but both Zen Markwell and Joseph Sangster very quick once they get in open space. As Kasakau does put Sangster into a hole, Barnes makes a desperate attempt to get him around the ankles and does a good job at it. But there's no one at the back at the moment. In fact, Barnes has got back there. But final tackle now, Smith, they come left side. Cavall putting it on the toe, but he's been hitting a big tackle at the same time. And Settendag cleans it up. So another try goes begging for the Cowboys.
He's held there. Right, that's the third.
Barnes gets on the outside of his opposite. Can't get away from the second one. That's Will Kay. Wrapping him up around the shoulders. Another player who finds himself moving away from the Cowboys for season 3 is Will Kay. Obviously one of the standout performers in this Cowboys outfit. He'll find himself at Manly in the new year. And that's going to be an interesting decision for Matthew Harris and his leadership team at Manly. They've got 3 rookie halves who are all vying for those 2 starting positions. Got Kyle Lewis, who's done an absolutely superb job leading that Manly side around the park. Joshua Butterfield is announcing that he will be heading to Manly for season 3. And Will Kay. So that'll be headaches for Pat Siegel's leadership team, really trying to figure out who are their halves combinations, and you really want to have those halves combinations set for when the season starts. Obviously only being a 7-round competition. You really have to set those combinations early.
Look at me.
And we'll wait and see what happens as Butler puts a kick in. Not a great kick at all. He's sort of slipped as he meant to make contact with it. In fact, he does look to be holding his left thigh as Oldfield just charges it up straight through the middles. Finds some of the Eels defenders asleep at the wheel, and they're inside the Parramatta 10 here as they sling it through the hands. They go to Evans, taken down the good tackle by Jaden White. Wells gets a good quick play of the ball. Big, long, ranging pass to Kasakau. But it was Tim James who came up on him. Short ball to Cavale, to Evans. Again, big defence from Parramatta. Not wanting the Cowboys to cross their line as Smith forced to put up a kick. Coming through is Kasakau. Knocked back as Settendak collects it on the burst. Unable to get away from the tackle of, looks like Callum Irwin. It's Thomas Wallace up through the middle. Parramatta making easy metres at the moment early in the set. As we count down 4 minutes remaining in this one. Charlie Butler to play the ball. To Barnes. What a performance here tonight for Eli Barnes. The Eels have been too strong. The Cowboys hoping to cause an upset, but it wasn't to be. And Parramatta will wrap up the minor premiership. And they go 6-1 for the season. And as we look at the current standings, we've got an absolute blockbuster coming up after this one. And the Canberra Raiders host the Penrith Panthers from GIO Stadium. And the permutations are headache material, but basically the Raiders need to win. If they win, they make the 4. And it all depends on how much they win by, to whether the Panthers make the 4 as well. If the Panthers lose by more than 8, then the Seagulls will go through. The Panthers will finish 5th for the 2nd season in a row. But Parramatta will lock up the minor premiership. The Rabbitohs will finish 2nd. So Parramatta will play either Canberra or Manly next week. It'll be Canberra or Manly. It won't be the Panthers. So the Eels at home versus the Seagulls or the Raiders. But we say goodbye to the Cowboys for season 2 here tonight. Outclassed by the Parramatta Eels. 28 points to 6. The siren sounds. Then Markwell's taken down. But a good performance from the Eels. And they will look forward to next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's farewell to Luke Malchus and some of his other Cowboys teammates as they head off to other pastures for the rest of their SRL careers. Was 5 tries to 1, 3 tries to Eli Barnes, 1 to Kobe Johnston, 1 to Braden Smith. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it was the sole try to Cherry Evans. And you look at the line breaks, pretty even really, 30-24. A few more missed tackles on the Cowboys side. But it really came down to possession. Parramatta just holding the ball so much more than the Cowboys and running away with this one, 28 points to 6. We hope you've enjoyed this opening match for Tuesday night action live on SRL TV. But don't go anywhere. We are in for an absolutely cracking game to end the regular season. Coming up, it's the Canberra Raiders taking on the Penrith Panthers live on SRL TV.